Alright, so it's been just over a week since Manchester United finished their transfer business for the summer and the transfer window slammed shut. And a lot of talk around Twitter and other social medias has been about who's to blame for our lack of transfer activity towards the end of the transfer window, and a lot of players obviously leaving some on loan, and obviously others being shipped out, being sold. And a lot of people are obviously blaming Ed Woodward, and a lot of people are obviously blaming Louis Van Gaal. Now, I'll talk a little bit about Ed Woodward first. Now, I feel Ed Woodward's done a really decent job, especially financially at Manchester United. Really has brought a lot to the club, obviously with the most recent Adidas deal. Fantastic there. And a lot of people are criticising him because obviously we didn't go out and sign a stellar named player this summer like the likes of Gareth Bale, Cristiano Ronaldo, Thomas Müller, and me too. I was obviously very frustrated that we didn't sign that stellar named centre forward or forward player that's really going to take the games by the scruff of the neck this season, but obviously it wasn't to be, and we've gone with the unproven Martial. Now, what I would say is obviously I'm still disappointed that we didn't get any more stellar name players in, and especially a centre back would have been great as well. But what I would say is it's very, very difficult, and I don't think Ed Woodward should take complete blame for this. I mean, we did sign some decent players. I know they were a lot easier deals to conclude than the likes of Thomas Müller and players like that, but there wasn't too many of them stellar name players being brought this summer, because a lot of clubs now, especially in the Premier League, the likes of Everton, that are getting a huge amount of deals coming in from the TV deals and they're really getting a lot of money coming in. They're also spending a lot of money, and these teams, you've seen with Chelsea, couldn't get John Stones to come in because the likes of Everton don't have to sell these players unless they're getting huge amounts of money coming in for these players now. So it is becoming a lot more difficult. A few years ago, that John Stones deal would have been concluded and he would have been a Chelsea player pretty quickly, but now it's becoming a lot harder. We've really seen, even with the De Gea deal, Manchester United have been fighting tooth and nail to keep him at Manchester United. In the end, we have kept him. Now, personally, I believe had Sir Alex Ferguson still been at Manchester United, that deal would have been completed. He would have been out the door, and Manchester United would have got another goalkeeper to come in, and we would have got the money. No way would that have been left till that last minute. Probably David De Gea would have signed a new contract a couple of years ago if Sir Alex Ferguson had still been here, but obviously that's for a completely another story. But overall, I'm not too disheartened on the transfer activity. Obviously, still another couple of players. It is disappointing, obviously, that we didn't sign, but it does end up that way. So I'm not too harsh on Ed Woodward. It would be nice to see another person come into the club just to help Ed Woodward along the way. You know, we lost David Gill, which was a massive loss to Manchester United, especially when Sir Alex Ferguson left as well at a similar time. It really was a massive loss. So a really experienced bloke along them lines would be fantastic for Manchester United to get in the future to help with some deals, because obviously some deals have probably broke down. Obviously I don't know, we're never going to know the true story of the Pedro deal, but that's obviously broke down as well. But I wouldn't say it's completely all Ed Woodward's fault. I mean, some fans would call him a genius only a few months ago when we signed Schweinsteiger and Schneiderlin, and now people are calling him an absolute complete and utter muppet. So it's stupid, to be honest. I think it's in between to me. I thought they were decent signings at the time, but I wasn't getting overly carried away, and I'm still not getting over carried away or getting too disheartened with Ed Woodward. But on the other hand, there's Louis Van Gaal, who has come under a lot of criticisms as well, and I think some of the criticisms probably are fair and others aren't. You know, he shipped out a lot of dead wood again this summer, which is fantastic. Really pleased about that. I mean, the likes of Falcao have obviously gone on off his loan deal. We've obviously got huge money now, which is staying in the club for the likes of Angel Di Maria, Robin Van Persie, who neither of these two players I did want to leave, which was where I'm disappointed with Louis Van Gaal. I wanted both of them to stay. He's obviously had disagreements with the pair of them, which is really is a shame. I mean, I'm really disappointed, because I think if we'd kept both of them two in the team, I think we would be seeing almost a complete Manchester United team, possibly also a centre half and I think we would have been complete to challenge for the Premier League title this season, but wasn't to be. And we've got to go with what we've got now. But that's where I feel that Louis Van Gaal has come unstuck. He's really has fallen out and had disagreements with too many players over the last few months, which has been a problem for Manchester United. We just got to hope that the squad stays together really as a unit and really pulls through this for the coming season, because we've still got a lot to fight for this season. I know a lot of people are down about our chances of winning the title, but we could still be fighting for second place because all the other teams at this present moment aren't performing that well. So obviously I'm still disappointed a bit with the Victor Valdez situation. Obviously he's not, it seems, going to play any part in the Premier League season this year at all, so which is disappointing to see, because I thought he was a decent goalkeeper and could have done a much better job than Romero in goal. And I think that's where Louis Van Gaal cost us the points in that game against Swansea. But obviously I still think the jury is out for Louis Van Gaal, but I think he's still taking Manchester United in the right direction. And personally, I don't think that Louis Van Gaal should be anytime soon sacked. Probably if he was at Real Madrid or any of them sort of clubs, he would have been sacked if he'd had some disagreements with any of the players and any of the players had left. I think he probably would have been sacked. Them sort of clubs just don't take any shit and just get rid of the managers. So, but I think he is taking Manchester United in the right direction. We've got a youngish team coming through now, the likes of Luke Shaw. I mean, David Hare is still only about 24, 25. I mean, obviously he's probably going to go next season, but and then you look at Memphis, who's only about 21. You look at this new Martial, who's only 19. So we've got three: Shaw, Martial and Memphis, all relatively young. So the oldest obviously being Memphis at 21. So them three players could play for Manchester United for a number of years. Obviously there's some other players, the likes of Schneidlin, who's only about 25. Herrera's only about 25, 26. So we're equipped with some decent youngsters, and I feel that he's really still is taking the club in the right direction. And hopefully if Manchester United did choose to part ways with Louis Van Gaal at the end of this Premier League season, then I do feel that Manchester United have got the right tools there, and probably with the additions of 2 or 3 players could really challenge for the Premier League, and even possibly looking ahead for competing in the Champions League. Maybe possibly not winning it in the next 2 or 3 years, but at least competing in it. But obviously it remains to be seen if Manchester United do keep Louis Van Gaal, but I think they probably will, well, definitely keep him for the remainder of this season. And I think he probably will see out his contract at Manchester United. And then whether it's Pep Guardiola or an Ancelotti or even a Ryan Giggs who takes over, I think all the tools will be in place for him to succeed. And it will be a lot easier than when Sir Alex Ferguson left. Anyway, please do let me know your thoughts on the situation. For now, I think I'm pretty content with keeping Louis Van Gaal as manager. And obviously looking forward to the game against Liverpool. Obviously there will be a lot of downbeat fans if Manchester United do start losing more games. But all the while things are as they are. I think that things will get better now. Now if we can get a settled team, David Hare comes back in, I think things will look on the up and Manchester United will get back to winning ways. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Ed Woodward should be moved into a different role and someone else come into the club? Do you think the jury's still out for Louis Van Gaal? Do you think he should see out the remaining 2 years of his contract and then bring in someone else, or do you think we should only keep him for this season and then bring someone else in? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and also hit the like button. It really does help us out. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you all again soon. See ya.